In case you missed in our last session, Bjōlan and Ūpōnōr set off from the palace to the site of the collapsed ruin within the sewer system of Rejlaz Rhekōlb. Accompanied by a small dispatchment of soldiers, including an irascible coot named Jōkund, they worked to clear the rubble from the ritual site and uncover the remains that Melbim had glimpsed on the other side. However, when that path was cleared, the body was gone, and in its place they found a pack of hideous ghelmōrl, vicious little creatures that are basically a mouth with rows of teeth, sitting on top of two scrawny legs with some bulging eyes on the side to boot. The party of 8 was able to dispatch them with relative ease, if after a few nasty bites. Their task successfully failed. Ūpōnōr convinced Bjōlan to do some cost-free shopping on the way back to the palace. After gathering some supplies, they returned and found that research does not progress very far in a matter of a few hours when you have to spend most of the time restoring the texts you're reading along the way, even if you're as formidable as the trio of Nibdrum, Fisfinir, and Ashtakroc. The 5 of them went off to find Melbim in the palace to see what he had to say for himself when the body he claimed to be there was not found. Trouble was, he'd got himself stabbed in the back, alone in his room. Luckily, Ashtakroc was able to revivify him with only a little bit of blood loss. Then the accusations started flying. Guards were dispatched, and Ūpōnōr tried to break into Mokaro's room several times. Melbim did divulge that the body he saw had telltale markings of belonging to the shadowy Vapian Brotherhood. But there were a few other answers to be had at the moment. In the end, it was decided that Melbim perpetuate the ruse that he had been killed, remaining hidden within the palace grounds, and Mokaro returned to the Kistelnrid as if to escape the looming danger. The session ended with our party making their way into the palace grounds to meet for the first time with King Yolar. And with that, you're caught up for today's episode of Bjōlan and Oblivion. Welcome back to Bjōlan and Oblivion. We're here with all of our boys, starting with...
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm playing Bjōlan, the Fonril fighter.
I am Wade, playing Ūpōnōr Pex, Artificer.
Kashar. Yeah,
Kashar.
Yeah, we'll get it. We're gonna get it.
Hello, I'm Wyatt. I'm playing Fisfinir, le Ludum, an elf.
I'm Will. I'm playing Nibdrum, a Rulyon Veneer cleric.
Cleric, with Ashtakroc leading the way. You have exited out of the back of the palace. And as you exit out, you look from the balcony that you've exited onto. It's a very nice, sort of balustraded balcony that looks out over the ocean. Ashtakroc takes you down the side path from there. As we're walking out across the grounds, which the grass has started to become green again, you look off to the east and see the Queen's Glade. The trees don't look very good. So that's where you're headed right now.
Are we like in a garden area? It's like, or is it just a flat, stony, promenade?
No, it's you entered onto a sort of a balcony, but then it turns sort of just into general grounds. The Queen's Glade at one point would have actually housed a small population of animals on it, but it's grassy, open lawn at this point, but not necessarily a garden. The garden is on the other side of the balcony.
It's a very sad...
below the balcony.
It's a very sad golf course.
Yeah, when you're looking out over that, you saw the garden. It's all dead stuff. There's nothing. It would have looked so great 2 Jashrit ago. Maybe even one Jashrit ago. Yeah, that's 3 herbals, which is 5 days. So it's half a month.
Oh, wow. We're being led by Ashtakroc, right?
And Melbim. Melbim is there as well.
I would like to saddle up next to Ashcroft if I can.
Mhm.
And I want to ask him, like, excuse me, Ashcroft, is there any, how are we, put this politely, what is the best way for us to refer to the king as? I understand he's lost his mother and father rather recently. Is he already taken on the mantle of king, even though it's not been a ceremony, or?
We will be foregoing a official coronation, but the rights have already passed from his father, from King Beryl to Yolar. So it is perfectly appropriate at this point to refer to him as Your Majesty or Your Excellency, some sort a general honorific. He is not too particular himself. He's still getting used to the title. He hasn't expressed an official opinion on his preferred nomenclature.
I understand. Also, bow or no bow?
Certainly a bow.
I'm glad I
He's
asked.
officially a king, so he's due proper respect.
I'm sorry, I don't get out of the towers very often, so it's still very new to me.
There's not many kings in Umbelin. I know it's a relatively recent development for all of us.
And so you continue across the grounds, and at some point you see he's young. He is about your age. Not as big as you are, because you're a big, beefy barn boy growing up on the farm. He did not grow up on the farm. But he's not small by any means. He's about 5'10"-ish. He is rather pale as you see him approach. He's wearing very, very nice cobalt blue robe. He notices you all. Obviously, it's a group of 5 people out in the middle of the lawn, so it's hard to hide. And he walks up to you all.
We all bow? I bow.
So I'm looking kind of gray-faced, a little sick,
Uh-huh.
but I want to step up front. I pictured myself towards the trail of the group, the back.
Yeah.
I was tailing behind, but I come forward and I want to immediately kneel before him,
Mm-hmm.
and I hold up my glaive. Bjōlan, my lord, I believe I may be the last of the line of the Kjorbaj, and if it will be your will, I, Bjōlan, would be honored to take up my Pajo's mantle and be one of the last remaining Kjorbaj in your name.
Bjōlan, you said your name was?
Yes, sir.
Raz Bjōlan. Your Pajo, he was he in the city?
My Pajo's name was Tarek, and my Daja was Mila, and they were both here.
My father sent out many invitations for his birthday, and it's hard to say that your sad someone attended, but it's the circumstances. I'm sure that I'd rather have had seen a rejection myself. But Raz Bjōlan, I will certainly accept the commission. I hope you will accept the commission.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, and I am grateful for the role you stepped into, but I am sorry that it was under such circumstances.
That makes 2 of us in that regard. The Kjorbaj, you say that I had not considered it myself, that the Kjorbaj would have all been in the city. Ashtakrock, have we found any sort of record of attendance that has made it through, say, Cataclysm? I hadn't come across any in the king's quarters.
At the moment, sire, we have not found an official list. We know that, as per the custom, all Kjorbaj were sent an invitation. I'm not too familiar with the population myself. Is there a chance that any would have declined an invitation?
As you know, Ashtakrock, I have not been in the capital for some time. I've been abroad studying with Ashtakrock here, and I had come under the tutelage of some of the Sashek councilmen from the Karatanil. So I'm not too familiar with the current workings of Kjorbaj interplay. There are a couple that come to mind. Any that you're aware of that maybe stayed behind it? I'm not. You said you were a steward of what? What's town?
That would be Ojmat, sire.
Ojmat. Oh, Locktown.
Yes.
Not. But for Ojmat, it would have been just the one.
It would have been just
the
my
one Kjorbaj.
Pajo.
Locktown of that size.
And I didn't venture far beyond the
Understandable.
lockdown itself. I mean, plenty of country sights, but
Playing the double role of steward and Kjolbaj is a hefty responsibility. It's hefty. I
Yes.
commend you for stepping in under the circumstances.
Well, thank you, sire. I just would like to do my very best to live up to my Pajot's name and fill the large shoes he left himself. Sorry,
I
sire.
trust that you will do your best. I'll trust that you will do your best. That's all that we can do at this time. And as you sort of look at him, he obviously sounds ill, and yeah, he has a rather pallid demeanor, and you see he's got a headband. It looks like not necessarily a wound wrapping, but it goes around his head just across the forehead, and there's sort of like spindly little black veins that you see just peeking out from the bottom of it.
Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah, you can do a medicine check.
19.
Once again, you guys should just let him roll for literally everything. It's a great roll. Don't get me wrong.
I'm assuming it's something
Great
very-
roll, but with that little visual information,
Yeah.
it could be anything. I think you would assume like some sort of infection, maybe. With the state of that, you would think that the infection would be worse
Mm-hmm.
if you're seeing like that sort of
Intense.
blemish marks. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
It's insight, right? Is that the check I want?
What would be the insight that you're trying to check, though? I
Okay.
don't know if there's been much.
How is he?
I mean, you don't need an insight check for that. It's
This is pretty plain.
Yeah, it's pretty plain. Like he's not trying to put on any
Sure,
sort of airs.
sure.
He's
So that
essentially
would
in his
be
element.
more what insight would be for, to see through deception.
If you had
or
asked him a question,
okay.
as far as Kjolbaj, there are a few that I do know were not on the best terms with King Beryl. One of the Kjolbaj in his Shoalpash, protectorship over there. Arnon was not on the best terms. He might have declined. It was Yopal. Yopal, I mean, he's he's not far, but he did not particularly care for the king. And then Telbrich. We've been planning for him to pass for some time. He's been set to stand in repose in the Temple of Zeus for any reroll at this point, but he just keeps on going. Can't imagine they would have made the trip over here. He's in Baradon, so it's not hard, but it's all land. So it's a fun trek by any imagination. Coming off the road myself, I know that. I'd much rather take a ship than cross land, but at Baradon there's not a way. I don't have a way of getting word out to them at the moment. We could send a rider, but that would be several herbals at least before they return. If we just have the 3 ideas at the moment, then I could reach out to them. Greetings, Your Majesty. We met before. Just a side note, I'm not here at the moment. Just so you're aware, there's a little bit more going on than...
He's dead.
Yeah, technically I am currently playing as dead because I was stabbed in the back in the evening. Didn't get a full rest, but I can still reach out to those 3 to see if any of them are available at the moment. Where? Astrocrop dead? What? You're not dead. That's correct.
No.
That's correct.
Like, he is dead.
But
Wink,
hush,
wink.
hush. Sire, hush, hush. We're playing it as though I were dead because it's not often that I am murdered. And we'd rather think that they succeeded than they didn't. Luckily, our friend here, Fisvenir, came up with that idea. Mokaro, I regret to inform you, has departed the capital. He has taken his leave back to the Kisteonrid. Figured that to keep up appearances that he should flee, essentially. There's very conflicting feelings with all of that coming to me at the moment.
While we're in between convo here, can I do an insight check on Astrocroc to see how he's generally vibing with the situation? I'm trying to, based off of him, understand how I should feel about the king and his obvious sickness.
Gotcha. So you're trying to get a read on how Astrocroc feels with essentially this being his first public appearance.
Yeah, I'm like, is Astrocroc standing with like with the morbid sorrow of someone who knows there's only so much time left, or?
Yeah, you can take that. Is it a nat 1 or a nat 20?
It's a nat 1.
Astrocroc's having a
can I help
great time.
Astrocroc.
Am I certain the king will die any minute now?
My lord!
Give me a high-low. Give me a high-low.
Hi.
All right, let's see what you get. Ooh, I rolled a nat 1. So,
It's meant to be.
what I did establish the high a little bit. I think high would mean that you're right. So you don't think that he is about to immediately die, if that's what you were thinking with the nat 1. So,
Maybe I just assumed this is how some humans look.
yeah, the kings just kind of look like that.
Yeah.
That's
that
how
headband
they
must be
look.
on really tight.
Yeah. I didn't know they had black blood.
Yeah.
I didn't know they're like the Nebel in that way. You don't get a read on Ashtakroc.
Just head Nundy. If you're sending out messages, aren't you dead? What I'm meaning is could these messages be intercepted?
They cannot be intercepted, no. But thing is, these guys might also be dead. That's what we're testing at the moment. And I will not, as per my usual script, provide my name or title. So they would only have, some magic person has spoken to me and is from the king. And we hope to elicit some sort of response.
I just want to check with you, because you seem to really like your titles. So,
Well, technically I don't have any anymore, so
isn't that grand?
I don't enjoy the amount that you enjoy saying that. Pardon me, I will be back momentarily with hopeful news that I've heard from someone. And he walks off.
While Melbim walks off to go do his thing, I would like to give another bow. Your Majesty, I am Fisfanir of the Leiludum. I come from the towers, and I just wanted you to know that in this trying time, your neighbours, the people, and the lands around you, we all are deeply sorry for this catastrophe, and we're here to help as well. If there's anything I can do to assist in any way, I am gladly use anything in my powers to do so.
We will use all the help that we can get at this moment. Ashtakroc has informed me of the towers and of your involvement from Omvarog. We appreciate it greatly. How has the research gone today? I know that you were all going to dig into the library some. I had not heard any responses or any sort of progress made about the runes.
At the moment, Sire, the progress has been slow. A lot of the tomes we have to refresh and keep up along the way. And what we have been able to uncover hasn't been very helpful. That's why we're hoping to speak with these people to go to the living source of the information.
That would be preferable. Hopefully, Melbim is able to get in touch with some of them. However may helpful that we'll be able to find a way through this.
Insight on the find a way through this, and him being hopeful. Does that sound like the words of a man who's about to die?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Your Majesty, I don't mean to be rude, but as we're trying to gather more information, try and figure out what happened here, that the affliction you seem to have, your veins, I'm sure you're aware.
Bjōlan's like white knuckling his glaive.
Did that happen before these events, before the catastrophe, or after?
The trip from Joshka Gishka was eventful. Came across some unforeseen circumstances that have left me somewhat worse for wear. But Ashtakroc is helping me through it. He intends to stay until I am well. Like I said, we remain hopeful through it all.
Your Majesty, again, I don't mean to be bold, but in these trying times, I fear we might need to let ceremony fall a bit to the wayside for efficiency. Do you know a name for this affliction, perhaps? I'm wondering if I can send word to the towers. We have endless resources to investigate.
All right, persuasion.
Okay. I'm offering to say, hey, I can have my doctors check it out.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby!
No way.
It's not that 20, but it is a 21.
Okay.
21.
I'm a kind old man. The vibe I'm getting is he was attacked at sea by some sea monster.
Or he was doing something shady.
He ate the pufferfish.
What do you think a nat 1 means in this case?
I think
I was rolling.
if I was doing a
Spill the
charisma roll to convince him, he
Yeah,
rolls a
he
1.
lost that
No
charisma,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe kind of a weak moment.
Someone's here to offer him help in this trying time. Maybe he gives in. He's like,
Unfortunately, this wouldn't be something that you could communicate with the towers directly. But as you've been so helpful recently, Ashtakroc, this is my choice. As we made our way across the shoal patch, or entering the shoal patch, we were set upon by a band of brigands, and I was taken captive. My compatriots trailed them, and they did obviously rescue me from them, but the brigands' leader was a Zoreg, and as Ashtercrock and our friends set through the camp and on the brink of success, he was going to take me with him, but obviously he did not. I carried the dagger nail in my forehead, and we don't know exactly. There's no assistance that can be rendered from the towers at this point. This is as far as many of us know, this has never happened before. If you think that there's anything, I would beg of you to seek it privately. Speak of this to no one.
Of course, Your Majesty. We'll be as silent as possible, but I think it might be prudent to say I've been alive for a very long time now in many of the race's reckonings, and I've seen many things that have never been seen before, where hope seemed all but lost, and in the end we managed to persevere.
Thank you. That's why I say we hold out hope. I do need history checks from you guys for that, because it's not super widely known, especially if you haven't studied the War of the Breach.
I was alive for it. Can I have a bit of advantage?
Yeah, you would definitely get advantage. You
20.
would get advantage on it.
It didn't help.
Unnatural.
Advantage means you roll twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys are both history nerds.
I
You
got a
lived through
10 and a 12.
I read a book once.
You somehow know. Yeah, cool. I don't know.
Wait, maybe it's a different name for the Elven speak.
no,
Nope. Okay.
Roll against nature on this one?
You can get advantage. Yes, you can get nature because I'm letting you get further stuff.
Yes.
Nature based.
Dirty
14.
20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So the Zoreg came over with the breach. They are like the worst news that you could get if you're saying you're facing the Zoreg.
Did I read?
You may have read this because it's like I really like the description of them because they're super creepy and bad and gross and not good. They've got the tuberous veins on their feet and
I don't
like
think I read that.
the soles of their feet are covered in sores, and they can like when they fly they look like they're being dangled like a set of keys. Across their forehead they have a band covered in runes, a metal band covered in runes, and within that, instead of having like a skull, they've got like this weird area where these weird cones like come up and like push and like pass through each other, and it's like they almost break through the skin but then they float back down. They don't have any eyes. They have pearlescent skin. It's like it's not even like they were missing eyes. Like it's just flat across. Their mouths are too big. They've
So
got
the
blue
thing
lips.
from Pan's Labyrinth,
But with the spiky
no.
head.
without the hands.
Well, they wear clothes, so there's that at least.
I'm talking about in the face.
But it's like blood red corduroy, and like they've
Blood
got
red cord.
yeah, it's like blood red corduroy.
Man,
black
they got
trim.
style.
They're
Yeah,
vibe.
no, like they're also like super tall, but they always are leaned over, like they're a vulture or
hunch,
something.
right? Yeah.
They like hunch over, and when they speak, it's like a coarse whisper that echoes in your brain. And their hand, they've only got 3 fingers, but the middle 2 fingers were originally 2 fingers, but they've grown together into like a
Point.
single finger, and they've got this big gross nail that grows out of it. And
Stabby nail
that-
or a
that's the
Oh, that's the nail on
aforementioned
his head.
dagger
That's
nail.
the dagger nail.
That's the dagger nail. And
He
the
got
way that they will sometimes kidnap people is that they'll take that dagger nail and push it into their forehead. And it goes super slow, and the person's like crying out in agony the whole time, and it's like, you know, a nightmarish experience, and then they just fly away with them dangling from their dagger nail. And then those people are never seen again, and they don't know what happens to them. They think they turn them into Zorek, but they don't know how that works.
The king is turning into a Zoreg.
Well, he was saved, though, and no one's ever been saved in the midst of being kidnapped by a Zoreg.
And they've left the dagger nail in?
Well, you haven't asked why they've left the dagger nail in.
Feels too personal.
We'll wait till later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was saved from that.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good news.
That's the good news. The bad news is that he's in uncharted territory. Ashtercrock will remove his hands from his face.
Well,
I just want to pat Ashtercrock's back.
well, the king has decided to bring you into this circle of information. I will say that, as I'm sure you are curious, we have attempted to remove the nail. That does not appear to be an option. And we treating it with whatever means we can concoct at the moment.
New mission. We're hunting down the Zorg.
All right, let's
I
go.
think it's been hunted down.
Yeah, the Zorg is dead.
Oh, okay.
The Zorg, he didn't.
This
I
is
don't know
the
if he made that
only way
explicitly
you can
clear.
get him.
Yeah, the Zorg is dead. They just, I don't know what happens when they die. They just die.
Speaking of getting information, how's
Y'all
Melbim?
wrote
Is
that
Melbim
down,
within
right?
eyesight?
He comes back at that point and well, I have apparently missed out on another juicy happening. Looks like you all could use some good news. So I do have some. Well, I have some, not all. Anin and Yolpol did not respond. Does not mean they're passed away, but it is the middle of the day, and they are both busy people. So if they are not responding, I think it would be fair to say they will not be responding. Telbrick, did I say that correctly?
It's Telbrick.
Telbrick, thank you. He is alive. He is alive. He is very old from what I can tell vocally. But he is still alive.
Still old.
He is
Alive
over
and
Beridon, and he sends his condolences to the king. He still wishes he could have been here, so keep that in mind.
So
He's so old.
Bjōlan's on a solo mission to get the knowledge from Tilbrook.
I mean, I guess that's up to your compatriots. I won't say friends. You guys have known each other for a total of 72 hours.
Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay.
Wow. All right, Peter. All right, Peter.
Bjōlan breaks out into tears. Just big
Again.
and ugly. Yeah.
Again.
Hey,
Constantly
Bjōlan is a sensitive soul.
tough on the outside, soft on the inside.
All right, so he comes back and says that, and the king responds, Yolar, I appreciate you reaching out to him. Telbrick. All right, he is our option at this point.
Was Melbim implying that the other two are dead?
Yes, no, he was being a little obtuse about it, but when he said, if they didn't respond, they're not going to respond, that was his way of saying he thinks they got murdered.
Is there any sort of physical implements from messages? Like, is there like
Like a magic item?
yeah,
that what
but like
you're asking?
I don't know if it's one the same,
Exist,
but
exist, yes.
okay. I'll ask that question later when we're preparing for a quest, assuming we leave.
Hop, skip, and jump over to Baradon. I gotta tell you, I personally have not been to Baradon, so I envy you in that.
Sorry, I know that these are hard times, but if I could know your will of how best I can serve you so that I can find the way to really live up to my Pajo's role and the role that's been forced upon me, just as your role has been forced onto you.
Bjōlan, at this moment, I think that the best, from my perspective, the best plan would be to go speak with Telbrick. He may be the only Kyobaj left aside from yourself, and I beg your pardon if it's not true, but I don't believe that you would be considered full Kyobaj at the moment.
That is correct, sir.
You would be
Sorry.
rather young.
I had received a lot of training from my Pajo, but it was not complete.
Had not gone through the ritual. I think that Telbrick would be the best option to go speak with. He would be able to provide the most complete knowledge of runes at this point, and may be able to assist in proceeding us further in our understanding of what's happened here. It's a long trip. I don't know that we have the men to spare to go with you, because this is a rather sensitive matter, but I don't know what sort of orders you all are under here. I would be willing to assist in outfitting your journey to Baradon.
Technically, am I AWOL right now?
Yes, but no. If they asked you, Astrocroc, you'd be able to say, all right, let's work with Astrocroc. He'd say, oh, what do you mean you work with Astrocroc? And he'd say,
That's above your pay grade.
Working with Astrocroc. And he'd say, oh, he's working with Astrocroc. Okay, well, okay. You like can't say it. But for you two, I don't know. What are your specific orders from your commission? For you will be the commission, and for you will be Your Master Croc, what's the word?
Sire, I was sent to investigate the runes and the anomaly that happened here.
So they would give you leave to proceed with.
To follow it to whatever inns the clues lead us to.
I will, Master Croc, we should make note and send word to Omvarog to see if we can get him a full commission to work with us here.
I don't know, but that sounds good.
I know that there are certain regulations by which you all abide. I know that you all tend to have long terms of study before you are sent off to help a court directly, but I believe that we may be in extenuating circumstances at this time.
Your Majesty, I similarly was sent by the towers to investigate the occurrence, particularly the to have to do with the ruins we found around the city. I'll speak with Melbim to see if he can send word back to the towers of my departing the city, but I don't believe there would be any regulations restricting my actions here. As I said, I was sent to investigate the matter, and if that takes me elsewhere, then I am well within my jurisdiction to do so, and to help you as well in any way.
Are you at Jōkund, Ohio?
Yes, Your Majesty, I am a Jōkund.
Alright, I know that you all have much more flexibility in your pursuits. Alright, so there are 2 Drumel available at the very least. We'll have to find some more here, so that you have some steeds to transport you in most expeditious fashion. But that should not be too terribly difficult. We have the means. We may just have to go a little ways afield to get it done. You'll take Master Crocs, because you're enormous. Let's do some scenes of you guys before you leave, conversations you want to have before you leave, because we are now headed out.
I need to retcon something.
You want to retcon something?
We've been out
We're going to
around the
Cindy's
city
zone,
several
right?
times.
Yeah.
And I wish I had done like a perception
can't tell
check
you it
several
out of game.
times.
It's metagaming.
Oh, right.
Just to keep looking for my
Ashton.
parents and any sign of them.
You can make some rolls, right? While they're doing some other things, go ahead and make.
So you
How
can't use that
many?
information.
You get 5
Sorry, I
rolls.
double counted one.
I want to talk to Astrocog.
It's on the
You
So
would
do
have
I.
This is
Oh.
before we
your
break the
math's
7.
bumped
Yeah.
there.
It
Okay.
is.
Ashton, do you know where I could find some basic medical supplies? Or if you could supply me with some?
I'll check the apothecary that we have here on the palace grounds. As you could imagine, the plant goods, not so much.
Destroyed.
The salves, some of them have survived. You know, they have a good shelf life in general. So I'll certainly take a look. We will be able to supply you guys with medicinal supplies.
Would the alchemist have sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter?
Oh, for me, I travel heavy. Okay, so yeah, I can. Do you need something about it's sulfur? What is it?
Sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter.
We can certainly find that. If not, within my own personal stores within the armory.
Is this bomb
that's-
material?
Yes, I'm asking for bomb materials, and Astrocog knows exactly what I'm saying.
If you mix these things together,
You make gunpowder.
You will have to stay in the armory while you work with those.
I got a 13, a nat 20, 7, 12, and 8.
All right, a nat 20.
And it was my second roll, for what that's worth.
You guys would have been in the side streets at that point, because it would have been like after you came up out of the sewers, finding the first one in the center of town.
And I'm obviously not expecting to find them alive. So to give
Right.
this a little more color, like if I could find like some kind of family trinket.
What I will say is that as you walk by a pile of personal effects, you find
You are a sick man.
Is Ūpōnōr
it's
like?
just like a mound of things that they've
They
collected.
collected.
Yeah,
What about
yeah,
Ūpōnōr?
it's just like a
And I
mound.
just-
It's
I
I wonder if you're
just-
digging through
There's
the
just a
pile.
glint on it, and I will give you your father's signet ring. You will somehow found that. With a nat 20, I'll give you that. But that's all you find.
I don't know,
It's-
man.
it's
Is
the
Ūpōnōr
signet-
with him?
Huh?
Is Ūpōnōr
Yeah,
with
it's,
him?
this
it's on
is-
your
this
way
is day
back.
So
one.
there's just a big pile of stuff.
Uh-huh. Under guard. Like, it's like as they're collecting stuff, they put it all here.
I look like a guard.
Be careful. I'm
You do
emotionally
look like a
volatile.
you do look like a
I
dog.
am disguised, and he's creating a
You
scene.
are
It's just really humorous with his like family thing going on. He's just over there.
Yeah,
And
yeah. He's
Ūpōnōr-
he's
I just
a
wanna say
daughter
this.
at home that's waiting
Ūpōnōr would
for
100%
days.
see him making a scene is an opportunity.
Fine. Sleight of hand with advantage.
Okay, so that's 18.
Seems pretty good.
It's 15, so 18.
We'll go magic item table B. We'll say 1d4 times.
4.
No, with an 18, I'm going to roll with this. It's another 4.
Fate has decided.
All right. 26. A potion of resistance. Went outside the box. 17. Oh no, a potion of fire breath. Come on.
Dad!
You got it.
Yeah!
Is the range reduced because of his small stature?
84. What's that going to be? That's high. It's an
Cannon.
alchemy jug. Last one is 90 and a movable rod.
And a movable
My
rod.
favorite item.
So do with that what you will, because you will do what you want. Your retcon is now done. We're now back to the present. Does anybody want to say something to the 7 people
I
gathered
would
before
like-
they disband?
I would like to talk to Astrocrop.
All right.
Where I imagine like we're all starting to disband and me and him just kind of bondle up.
Gotcha. The king turns back. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to retire to my chambers and turn in for the day.
We're all bow.
And he leaves.
I was say Astrocrop. Do you by chance happen to have a ascending stone or the means to make one? Perhaps I don't know much about artificers, but
I'm sure that amongst our gathered forces, we have some sending stones as a typical equipment for emergency circumstances. Only once per day, remember? But Melbim obviously cannot go with you, so we will, if need be, he can correspond further beyond the one time. I'll accrue that with your other materials.
thank you. That's all.
I want
No
to say
idea
my
what's going
intentions
on
with
him.
those alchemy ingredients.
Yeah.
I want to attempt to try to recreate
Oh, the zero.
of a Zuruthrikalik.
Okay, all right. Remember, you asked for ingredients, but you don't actually know what's in it yet. You were going to gather what you know to be useful in these sorts of
Yes.
instances, and then investigate to see what further you need. Because I think that before you can really experiment with trying to recreate one, you need to investigate.
Yes.
And that would be some intelligence rolls.
I will set you all up with rooms within the palace. You can deposit things you don't need there, and then pick them up when you return. If that is all, I will head out to the quartermasters to start to make a list for them.
I bow. From the other side of the field, I bow.
Well, I'm going to continue to peruse the library and attempt to make my own method of inquiry. While you all off across the packing. You guys are going to take the rest of this day, unless you have. Yeah, you're going to take the rest of this day. They'll collect your stuff, and you guys will be leaving in the morning. So that is the plan. Now,
I would like to at some point speak with Melbim, just be like, "Hey,
No.
can you send word to the tower when you feel better and have the spell slots to let them know I'm leaving the city."
for that one, that I would not feel comfortable if we're trying to perpetuate the ruse that I'm.
You know what, Melbim?
They know my
That
voice
was
now.
a test, and you have passed with flying colors. I have full trust in it.
We'll use one of the other sending stones that.
The other time where everyone else is doing other things to prepare, I want to be in the library.
In that library.
Yeah, scouring for. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right.
Yes. Go ahead.
The liberations of the legacy of Moslep. I assume no one found it while we were looking earlier, but I want to spend literally the time up until we're leaving scouring the library for this thing,
Yeah, go ahead.
so I can be certain it's either here or not here.
I want to raid the library for
Hey, we'll do
some
it
light
together.
reading that has no pertinence to the quest whatsoever.
Absolutely.
You can help.
And I also want to, before I'm leaving in the morning, cut up some of my bedding into bandages.
Should I do an investigation or perception roll to find my book?
Yeah, go ahead.
Since he's also scouring the library, can I,
I am.
enlist his
under
aid and
orders
call
to
out the
go.
help action so I have advantage?
I have.
Sure.
Yes, I
You guys are
rolled
going
it.
to be in there for a couple.
I rolled it.
Body
Book boy!
Tiny.
Oh, that's much better.
Kashar and
From a 2 to a 15, so unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Well, it doesn't matter to you. You're just rolling D4.
Okay. 1.
All right. You got the brief history of the uprising of the lords, but you rolled it. You rolled an unnatural 20. What else does somebody want to do when I think about his thing?
Roll intelligence.
Right, because you are investigating
want to
the Zuruthrikalik.
I want to investigate it in a way where I don't completely
That will
destroy
depend on the roll.
everything.
Yeah, that'll depend on the roll. Let's do D100 instead. to see how good you do. What'd you get? It's
57.
57?
Pretty middle of the road.
57, so it's not going to be destroyed because 57 is decent. All right, you're able to dissect it, and you're able to identify some unknown materials within the Zero Trickling.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that there's more to it, which you probably already understood. But you're able to identify and separate out those details. With the 57, you're able to
Would I have to roll again to try to get an understanding of how the propulsion mechanism works? Well, what I mean is, like, is it a cone?
I'll say with the 57 that you're able to find out that, like, the propulsion itself is a separate capsule. There's a powder charge that propels it into the air and lights the fuse of some sort that then will go into the Zero Trickling and cause distribution of fun-looking stuff it ends up having.
And I subtract 1.
You are able to separate out the unique elements. So you now are down you're down to full Zero Trickling and a second collection of unique marks with the accompanying notes so that you know how it goes together. Back to you with a 20.
All I know is that it went from
It was in Ūpōnōr.
Yeah.
It was at the College of Ūpōnōr
and
at
then,
one point, and a noble rented it from Ūpōnōr.
Yeah.
And you were hoping that noble then deposited it here at the library.
Or any records of it.
With an unnatural 20, you find within a catalog within the library a list of lords and their personal libraries.
Mm.
And within that, you're going to find the name, and I'll give you that name when I make it up. Because I don't have another name at the moment, and I want to make sure that this one fits in appropriately. But you now know the lord that had the book. His personal library would not be here. It's his personal library. So in his holding.
In his holding.
Yeah. So so basically the lord said, hey, if you're interested, I do have this book.
Gotcha.
So
Awesome.
the king's librarian, the royal librarian, has kept the books that they are publicly known to have on file there. And you're able to, as you would expect when going through a library, you went through the catalog and one of those things. And as you're restoring that book, we'll say that you found a list of noble libraries, and this guy has the library there. So you
Awesome.
know names. And we'll say, because you would definitely ask this, we'll say that once I come up with the guy's name, you'll also then know where his library would be.
Mhm.
And who the current lord would be for that. Who the
Sweet.
inheritance. So you would know whose current personal library has that book.
I've got
Or has that book as of most recent record.
Mhm.
Which may not be fully up to date. Because there's, little guys.
been a while.
All right, what else? Who
I'm all down.
You got your 3 things. You got your thing. All right. Sorry then. You guys get to be level 2 now. Yay. Thank you for watching Bjōlan and Oblivion Abridged. If you want to find the full episode, check out the Bjōlan and Oblivion playlist on our YouTube channel or in the description below. If you liked what you saw, feel free to drop one on this video, or even a comment if you are so inclined. And make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on the ongoing adventure, or if you want to follow along with Sam in Our Daily Bread, or even if you want to catch the stochastically provided seasons of Up and Out. Until next time, bye-bye.